When my next guest was only 15, she was expelled from school in England, and off she went to Hollywood. It was obviously a good move, because since then she's blown the lid off the lives and loves of Hollywood's rich and famous, and she's over 20 New York Times best-selling novels to her credit. Will you welcome, please, Hollywood's queen of the blockbusters, Miss Jackie Collins. Hello, Jackie. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I have to say, Macy Gray was unbelievable, wasn't
Terrific.
she? She was
Absolutely
fantastic.
great. And
yeah.
she sent you her regards.
Oh,
yeah, she's
well,
a great...
I gave her a copy of my book. She'll be reading on the plane.
Very good. Hollywood Wives, the new book, The New Generation. Why
Yes.
did you revisit Hollywood Wives?
You know, it's very interesting. I live in Hollywood, and I wrote about Hollywood Wives in 1983, a book called Hollywood Wives, which was made into a miniseries which starred everybody from Candice Bergen to Stephanie Powers to Anthony Hopkins, who actually had a heart attack in the book on top of Suzanne Summers in the movie.
It's one of the most hilarious scenes
I
in the
know,
book and in the
I
movie.
think
yes.
so. And so I looked around at the wives in Hollywood, and I discovered that all the old wives had been put out to pasture, and that all these 60-something-year-old men were now married to 30-something-year-old women.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is very interesting. I'm going to write about this, because the women no longer want to stay in the background and look after the money and turn a blind eye if he's cheating on them. Now it's the women that are cheating, and they want to be just as famous as the husband. If he's an actor, they want to be an actress. If he's a movie star, they want to star in all his movies. If he has a production company, and then they don't want to have children, they'll adopt from a third world country, or they'll take her eggs, his sperm, put them in a blender, mix them up, surrogate mother, and there you go.
Is there much of that going on?
Oh,
Surrogate.
yeah. Well, Kelsey Grammer last week had, you know, a surrogate baby, and Christy Brinkley did it the other day. I mean, it seems to be a kind of fashionable thing to do in Hollywood. I don't know why, but I think it's because they don't want to lose that size 2 body.
Oh, yeah, that's it, isn't it? What do they say? Have a cesarean, have a honeymoon passage. Isn't that what they... Something...
Excuse me?
Have you not seen that
No,
thing?
I haven't.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's... the women don't want to sort of go through the
I
natural...
thought I was the one that came up with the racy comment. It's obviously you. You've
No,
been reading up on this.
Something we discussed on this show just a few
really?
weeks back. It's
Yes.
quite extraordinary. But it means that they deny themselves some of the
Sure.
fundamental experiences that are open to women in life.
But they're fun to write about. And I only brought one character back from the original Hollywood Wives, who is Montana Gray, who is now bisexual, because she said all the men in Hollywood are either gay or perverts. So she decided she'd go another way.
Is it true?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
They're either gay or perverts.
Gay or perverts, yeah. This is why I'm in Ireland right now.
Why do you live in Hollywood? I mean, if
Actually,
it's so
no,
bizarre.
I'm just, you know, making a kind of joke. I love Hollywood. I think it's a fascinating town to write about. And I don't always write Hollywood books. I've written about 5 Hollywood books, and I've written 21 books altogether, and a lot of them are about other subjects. Like I have a family, a gangster family called the Santangelo family. Lucky Santangelo is a character that I love writing about. And it's just it's a great place, because you see all these bizarre people coming into town. And I don't write about the nice people, because if I did, you'd get to page 6 and you'd say, oh, this is boring. But I write fiction, and it's fun to kind of
Yes, but
embellish.
you also say that you write what you know, so you base your characters on people who are real.
Well,
if there are nasty people, they're nasty people you know or you've come across.
My readers love playing the guessing game. You know, it's fun. You look at Lissa Roman, this gorgeous 40-year-old movie star, and you think, is there a little bit of Sharon Stone, maybe a touch of Madonna? Is there a little bit of Michelle Pfeiffer? You don't quite know who you're reading about.
Yeah. And in her case, she's got a daughter who
Nikki, the
was a wild
one.
child.
Yes.
And who kind of does what you did when you were 15. I mean, she went off to live with her dad in your book.
Yes.
And
in Europe.
And learned the ways of the world.
I love writing all different ages, all different colors, all different sexual orientations, because that's the world I see around me. And so many writers, they just write, you know, their own particular life. But I think that's why I have so many young readers. Girls come up to me all the time and they say, oh, you know, I started reading you when I was like 13 under the covers with a flashlight, and I learned everything I know about sex from you. And I go, well, I hope your boyfriend's okay with that. And she says, oh, he has no complaints. So that's kind of nice, you know, to get that reaction. And I get people into the bookstores reading.
Okay. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Get them reading something and they'll read something else.
Exactly,
That's the
exactly.
philosophy. But you wrote Hollywood Wives, Hollywood Husbands, Hollywood Kids.
Yes.
What do the Hollywood wives think about the version of themselves between the covers of your book?
They are not very happy. They don't read the book. They just don't like the title, Hollywood Wives.
But they do read it. Of course, they pretend.
Of course
they
they
don't,
read it. They
it,
send
yeah.
their chauffeurs and their maids out and they line up and they get the book the moment it comes out. But I think that in this particular book, because it's fiction and because there is one character who is so like somebody who's very well known in Hollywood, and she sleeps her way to the middle, and then she proceeds to, she's got no self-esteem because she marries this man who she traps. What she does is she kind of sees that he's married and not a very sexual being, but he's also very successful. And so she decides to trap him. So the first time they make love, she puts Viagra in his tea. And,
Okay.
and then when they get together, she feels that, he feels that this is the best sexual experience he's ever had. And he marries her.
On the basis of his Viagra in the tea.
Exactly.